Hello, I'm Rick Morris. This series of videos is for recovery from alcohol and drugs. We're in step one, session two, regarding denial. This session is about being powerless. We need to understand why we're powerless over this addiction. The step states we admitted we were powerless over our addiction and compulsive behaviors, that our lives had become unmanageable. And the scripture that goes along with that is, I know nothing good lives in me, that is, in my sinful nature. For I have a desire to do what is good, but I can't carry it out. Romans 7:18. Hopefully when you learn about this powerlessness over your addiction, you'll understand why you can't carry it out even if you try. Why do I do what I really don't want to do? There are complex chemical reactions that go on within your brain. These chemical reactions are in nerve connections. There's millions of them in your brain that release dopamines, and there's receptors. And all these chemicals are released whenever you have life experiences that produce pleasure or pain. When you have urges, you're releasing those chemicals in your brain, and you have no control over it. To complicate things more, you have spiritual influence from God and from Satan. And there's a battleground of your mind where all of this is taking place. Why is it so important that we know all of this? When we use alcohol and drugs, we alter the chemistry in our brain. And chemicals can be released in your brain from the smell of alcohol or the smell of weed or the smell of tobacco. It releases urges in your brain that you cannot control. When we change the chemistry, we change the battleground in Satan's favor. That's why we can't drink just one drink and walk away. It's a very slippery slope to destruction. Why do I have to come to a place where I admit I'm powerless over an addiction? The reason you have to come to a place where you know you're powerless is that way you can reach out for help. You not only need help from each other, from other people, encouragement, strength, but you also need help from God. He's got to come alongside you and supernaturally get you through the hard spots. That's the only way I made it. What role does humility play in recovery? Most of us lose a lot before we realize we have a problem. It's a human nature that you have to go all the way to the bottom before you decide that you're going to have some help. That's actually called pride, which we're going to deal with later. But it doesn't have to be that way. Your bottom can be where you are today. You can go and get up and recover from here.